Hi and welcome back to the channel. This is Abdullah Galal and this video is about how we can report financial transactions in SAP in more than one currency at the same time. This is also called parallel currencies. So I'm going to explain the definition of a currency key and a currency type. How can we assign currency types to a company code and to a ledger? And I'm also going to follow this with a quick demo on the SAP S4HANA 1909 system. So anything that I say today is only applicable to SAP S4HANA. There are many changes from SAP ECC. So in the demo, I'm going to display how to check the currency keys, how to check the currency types and assign currency keys to currency types, how to assign the currency types to the company code and to the ledger, and how to define the currency exchange rates. And then I'm going to post a financial transaction so we can see the impact of all of this on the financial entry. SAP has the ability to record any financial transaction in the system in more than 10 currencies at the same time. And the idea is very simple, because whenever you are posting a financial entry, you have to choose a currency, the document currency. So if I am posting a supplier invoice, I will have to choose the currency of this invoice. If I am posting a financial entry, I have to choose the currency of the financial entry. And SAP will use the document currency that we use when we post the financial entry and translate it into any other currencies we want. So how can we do this? How can we set up the system to use more than one currency at the same time? Let's look into this step by step. So step number one is to define the currency keys. Currency key is 3 digits and they are predefined in the SAP system. For example, EUR for Euro or USD, EGP, SAR. These are universal currency keys. They are used everywhere. They are used in banks, they are used in all the systems, and they are predefined in SAP. The step number 2 is to define the currency types and assign the currency keys to the currency types. So what is the meaning of a currency type? Let's look into the different currency types that are available in the system. So the first one is the basic, most important one, which is the document currency. The currency you use when you post a financial entry. And this is currency type 00. So this is the most important and the basic one. The second one is also mandatory, which is the local or company code currency. This is the currency we use to report our legal financial statements and tax reports to the authorities. And usually this is the same as the currency of the country we are located in. So this is the second one, the company code or local currency, and this is currency type 10. And we maintain this currency type in the level of the company code definition. It is very important to know where to maintain the different currencies and the currency types, so please pay attention to this. And also I'm going to show you again how to do this exactly in the demo after I finish the explanation. So currency type 10, company code or local currency, is maintained on the company code definition. Number 3, the controlling area currency. This is maintained on the controlling area definition, and it is related to the controlling reporting, which is the managerial accounting reports. And this can be different from the financial accounting reporting, or it can be the same currency. And this is what we define in the controlling area definition. This is currency type 20. Number 4, the group currency. This is the currency we use to do the group reporting. For example, if we are in an international organization and all the group is going to report in one currency, this is the group currency. And this is currency type 30, and it is maintained on the client definition. Number 5, hard currency and index-based currency. These are 2 currency types maintained on the country level, and they are mainly used for countries that have high inflation rates or very low currency value. And these are currency type 40 and 50. Number 6, the global company currency. This is maintained on the company level, and this is the consolidation currency. So if we are going to report consolidated financial statements, we do this using an organization entity which is called a company. This is different from a company code. Company code is the legal entity, company is the consolidation entity. And I'm going to show you exactly what is this in the system now. So we maintain the global company currency on the company definition level, and this is used for consolidation reporting. These are all the currency types we have. These are the basic ones. There's also one for controlling object currency, cost object currency, which is currency type 70, but this is used in controlling. So step number 1 was to check the currency keys. Step number 2 was to check the currency types and assign currency keys to currency types. Step number 3 is to assign currency types to the company code and the ledger. And what this means is, now I'm telling SAP that whenever I post a financial entry with the document currency, I want this document currency to be translated into many other currencies. How should SAP translate the value of the currency into the others? It has to use an exchange rate type, a value date, a translation date, many other criteria. This is what we are going to see in the system. So this is what we maintain when we assign a currency type to the company code and the ledger. The last step is to define the exchange rates. For example, €1 equal 1.1 USD. This is it for the system setup. After this, we can post a financial entry and see how SAP will record the entry in more than one currency. So let's go to the system now and see how we can do this. Where can we check the currency keys defined in the system? To go to the configuration menu, you go to SPRO, enter SAP reference IMG, go to SAP NetWeaver, General Settings, Currencies, check currency codes. These are all the currency codes defined in the SAP system. So we have AED, United Arab Emirates, AFA, Afghani Old, and all the other currencies. Where can we maintain the currency types and assign the different currencies to the currency types? As I just explained, it depends on the currency type. Every currency type is maintained somewhere. So the first one we explained was document currency. This is not configuration. This is something we do when we post the financial entry. The second one is the local or company code currency. This one we maintain on the company code definition. So go to, let's close this, go to enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, edit, copy, delete company code details, edit company code data, and open any company code. The one I am using is GA01. So this is the local or the company code currency. For my company code, this is EUR. This is the currency type 10. The next currency type is the controlling area currency, currency type 20. And this we maintain on the controlling area level. So also under enterprise structure definition, controlling, maintain controlling area, and this is my controlling area here. And this is the currency type 20 and the currency is USD. So this is my controlling area currency. In some projects, in some companies, you will find that the currency type here is set to 10, which means that the local company code currency is the same as the controlling area currency. In my example, I am using a different currency, so I'm using currency type 20. So currency type 20 is optional. We don't have to use it. Now the next currency type is the group currency, which we use for group reporting, and this is maintained on the client level. So go back. Where can we find the client configuration? The transaction code that we all know is SCC4. So you can go to transaction code SCC4, and this is the client configuration. Or you can find it in tools, in the normal SAP user menu, not in configuration. So this is under the SAP user menu. You can find tools, then administration again, and client administration, client maintenance SCC4. So open this, and if I open the details of any client, you will find the currency is, for example, for me, this is INR. So this is currency type 30, the group currency maintained on the client level. In my example, this is INR. So until now, I have EUR for local currency, I have USD for controlling area currency, I have INR for the group currency. Now the next currency type is index currency and index based and hard currency. These are maintained on the country definition. So I'm going to go back to SPRO here and go to the country definition, which you can find under SAP NetWeaver, General Settings, Set Countries, Define Countries in my SAP system, and open any country. Here are the index-based currency and the hard currency, currency type 40 and 50, maintained on the country level configuration. The last one I'm going to talk about is the global company currency, maintained on the company level for consolidation. And this is currency type 60. So this one can be maintained under enterprise structure. Here, definition, financial accounting, define company. So company is different from a company code, as I just explained. So define company, open anyone, and here we have currency type 60, the global company currency, and in my example this is EGP. So now I have EGP, INR, USD, EUR, 4 currencies, and I'm also going to create a document with a completely different currency, so 5 currencies, and let's see how this will work in the system. So now I have checked the currency keys, I have assigned the currency keys to the currency types. Then I'm going to assign the currency types to my company code and ledger. And this is one of the most important configuration activities in SAP S4HANA. And this you can find under Financial Accounting, Financial Accounting Global Settings, Ledgers, Ledger, Define Setting for Ledger, and the currency type. So this starts with the definition of currency types. These are all predefined in the system. So here I have document currency, company code currency, controlling area currency, and some other currencies also. This is what I just explained right now. So for every currency type, we determine whether it is maintained on a global level. So the settings for this currency type is global for all the company codes, or is it on the company code level? So every company code will have different settings. So after you choose global or company specific, if you open this here, you go to the second step, which is global currency conversion setting or company code currency conversion setting. So you go to one of these depending on what you choose here. So I'm going to maintain, for example, the company code currency. This is maintained on the global level. So I will go to global. And here I have company code currency. The same setting will apply to all the company codes we have available in the system. And as you see, the company code currency has a source currency, document currency. What does it mean? It means that SAP will calculate the value of the company code currency based on the value of the document currency, which is the source currency, and the exchange rate type M in this date, in the translation date. So this is how SAP knows which exchange rate type to use and which source currency to use. And we have real-time conversion here. So whenever we post any financial entry in document currency, it will also be posted in local company code currency. Okay, now let's see the rest of the currency types. So I'm going to check 30. 30 is company code specific, 40 is also company code, 50 company code, 60 is also company code specific. So let's go to currency conversion setting for company code. And here this settings is based on every company code. So this is why I have the company code here. So for my company code, I'm going to use 30, 40, and 60. So 30 is INR. How did SAP know that the group currency is INR? This is what I just maintained in the client definition. This is why it is important to know where to assign different currencies to currency types, because you cannot do this here. The values here are derived from the values we maintain in the other screens. So my group currency is INR, my hard currency is AED, my global company currency is EGP, and the source currency for all of them is document currency. I can choose either document currency or company code currency. So for me, I'm choosing document currency for all of them. Exchange rate type that I will use to translate the values is M, standard. And the translation date type is posting date. And this will be clear when we go to how we maintain the exchange rates in the system. So this is it. Now we assign the currency types to our company code. Now the last one is assign the currency types to the ledger. So let's go to the ledger here and the company code settings for ledger. This is the last step. So now for my company code and ledger 0L, I am using these currency types. Any currency type we define here will be used for posting in the system. So whenever I post a financial entry now, it will be posted in these currency types: 10, 20, 30, 40, and 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currencies. This is it. This is all the configuration we need to do in order to be able to use different currency types for the company code. Now let's go and post a financial entry and see how this will impact the system. Before posting a financial entry, there is one more step, which is define the exchange rates. So let's go do this now. So to define the exchange rates, you can find the transaction in the SAP user menu under accounting, financial accounting, general ledger, environment, current settings, enter translation rates. So this is a very important screen. Usually, most of the companies will upload or update the exchange rates once every day or every 2 days, every week. So this is a very important screen. And most of the companies also will have some kind of interface with websites like Bloomberg that have the currency exchange rates that will automatically upload to the system and update the exchange rates. But otherwise, you have to do it manually depending on the business requirement. So you start by determining the exchange rate type. And this is what we just selected in the company code configuration with the currency type. So for me, I'm using the exchange rate type M. Then you say the valid from date. There is no valid to. SAP will automatically pick the last valid from date. So you say what is the valid from date. So this exchange rate is valid from today, for example. And then you put the currencies and the rates. Let's see how we can do this. So for example, now I'm going to post a financial entry in ARS, Argentinian peso, because I already did this example. So let's see the translation rates from ARS. So M from currency ARS to currency, let's say Euro or USD. Okay. So now this is the exchange rate for ARS to USD, and this is what we are going to see when we post a financial entry now. So 1 ARS, 1 multiplied by 1 ARS equal 1 USD. These are random values, of course, not realistic. But for me here in the system, I have 1 ARS equal 1 USD. Let's see the rate for Euro, for example. So exchange rate type M from currency ARS to currency EUR. Looks like EUR is not maintained, so we can maintain EUR. New entries, exchange rate M, valid from, let's say, 01/04/2020, from ARS to USD, and the rate is going to be, let's say, 10 ARS equal 1 USD. Enter. So now I have 10 ARS equal 1 USD valid from 01/04/2020, and this is what we are going to see when we post the financial entry and save. So we should maintain the exchange rates for all the currency pairs that we are going to use in the system. Now let's go and post a financial entry and see the impact. So I'm going to post a normal financial entry, FB50. I'm going to use the same account for debit and credit, just as an example. So 20/04/2020. GL account, let's use this one. This is a bank GL account. So the same account, debit and credit, 1,000, and value date, which is mandatory for bank accounts. Let's take this one, enter. And I'm going to post the financial entry. There is one missing exchange rate. Enter rate EUR to EGP, rate type M for 20/04/2020. Because now I'm posting in the currency EUR and we should post in ARS. So I'm going to post the financial entry again with the right currency this time. So currency is ARS. Let's enter the details again. Okay, debit, credit, debit, 1000, value date, copy the line, and credit. Now let's post. I am not getting any errors now because now SAP doesn't have to convert EUR to EGP. I am posting in ARS. Let's display the financial entry. So document, display. And I'm going to open general ledger view because I already created a layout to display the process to you. And this is the general ledger view. So I already created a layout to display all the currencies next to each other like this. If you cannot find these columns, you can always change the layout from here. Change layout and you can choose what columns to display. So let's look into the financial entry. Now I have the company code, the items, debit and credit, the GL account number, the currency for the document currency, so document currency and document currency amount. So this is 1000 ARS. This was translated into local currency amount and the local currency, so 1052 and euro. So this is what we defined on the company code definition level. Then we have the hard currency. This is the one maintained in the country level. So we have AED. Then we have global company currency. This is the one we maintained on the company definition, EGP. And then we have the group currency maintained in the client definition, INR. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 currencies in this financial entry. So this is how it works. Hope this was useful and very applicable and easy for everyone to understand. I tried to do the full end-to-end process with configuration because this is a very important part. As you see, it is very simple, but if you miss any of the steps that I showed, you will get a lot of errors in the system, and usually this causes a lot of delays. And it is always hard to remember where to maintain the currency types and the currencies because we have around 7 currency types. Even for me, I always forget how to do this. Before I do the video, I had to review where I maintain every currency type. So hopefully you can use this video as a reference in case you find any issues with the currency later. Of course, there are other configuration things that you have to do if you want to use the currencies with fixed assets, for example. But for the basic configuration, this is everything. If you like the video, then please share it with others. Leave me your comments, leave me your questions, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again hopefully next week. Thank you.